Ani ni nanui magen. I see your spirit, my relations. Midegah ukichi da'an and digo Ojibwe mung. I am the kind man of the Ojibwe peoples. Today is November 1st, 2024, the beginning of Native American Heritage and History Month. I want you to go ahead and slow down and take a breath and listen to this message that's within this video that we're about to play. We want you to hear our real story and our real heritage and to open your eyes and your heart to us. We were a great people, a noble people that had periods of righteousness as well as periods of unrighteousness, just as your ancestors as well. But we're in the age of empowerment where we are waking up to who we were, who we are, and who we will become. And that starts first and foremost in the family. As mothers and fathers and grandparents and great-grandparents, this is the core structure, the foundation of government and life upon this earth. And so I ask you to enjoy this message as we seek to find our family and to restore our community and to rise again. And we're rising. The sun is rising, and where will you be? Hiding away in shadows, holding on to hate, what more is there to take? The sun is rising. Which, I was very shocked when the rabbis of Jerusalem said, we need you to buckle up because the sound, Anish and Nabe, are Hebrew words that mean I am prophesying.
To be kind and to give charity every day, to recognize the Creator, be grateful.
Your Creator is my Creator. You're my brother, and I'm your brother.
I love it. That's great.
And together we can make a better world.
Auf jeder Sache ist da eine Linie von einem Mann Mugbal. Und jeder Mensch hat ihm gegeben auf jeder Linie eine bestimmte Zeit, wenn soll die Sache durchführen. Und der Vater darf das nicht ablegen auf verspätete Zeit, auf viele, wenn weiß doch ist, also hat etwas auf drauf an Erklärung oder eine Siebe, wie kann jetzt übersehen.
The thick side helps you elevate so you can see the vision. The thin side is the female side. The purpose is for direction. In the middle is 7 teachings, but they both work together. We show the vision, and they tell us how to get there. but there's a lot of respect in between the two to create balance. We think that the men have led for a long time and they're lost away. That's why the earth is gone on account there was no balance. For the decision that they made. We don't believe that the earth is a pile of rock. We believe that the earth is a living entity. When you plant the seed with the sun, the magic begins and becomes growth. That's the way we view the world. You know, in my family, views is like that.
Without that balance, eagle can't fly.
The heartbeat that we first heard when the Creator placed us in this earth, and it's the heartbeat of the mother. And we share that first mother. This is the one thing we know is absolutely true. And the first feeling we felt in that womb, in that creation, was the feeling of that heartbeat.
Thank you very much. I would like to again introduce myself, Yossi Shulman. I'm from northeast Pennsylvania, a little town called Kingston, near Scranton there. But sometimes you can be in a small town, and today with a very connected world, we can all be together, and we'll meet up at some point. But it's an honor to be with you.
I am Miss Gozikwe of the Adi Songap Dudem Nokomis, grandmother. It's my honor and privilege to be here. Long ago, I went on a vision quest as a young woman. Not often done, but was seeking my purpose and what Creator wanted me to do. And I was up in the Rocky Mountains at a campsite, and I would play the flute, and the elk would gather around me. And the elk, of course, are part of our symbolism, Adik, the deer family. And so I was surrounded by my family. And during the night, in praying, this voice, as clear as I'm speaking to you, said, 1 is the highest number. When you leave this mountain, that is your journey. So ever since then, 30, 40 years or more, I've been trying to figure out what that meant and how that was supposed to manifest itself, and I would be given experiences that would show me that we're all one family, all one humanity, one creator of all things, and that's what we needed to be teaching people, how to be at peace, to put the shattered pieces back together. And as a psychotherapist, that's what I do.
Canal. Ugigana bakın dezna kas. Şukosin mandem. Mukun dödem. My name is Face in a Rock. I'm the weasel of the Bear Clan. And I learned very young to carry the weasel medicine. So I carried well. It's been present in my life a lot. And I listen to him. He teaches me how to maneuver things that come to me. I was raised in a bush. Also, I went to residential school for 7 years. I had the opportunity to listen to my elders when I was young, which I appreciate more today because it explains a lot what's going on in the world. As we go, we'll find out about each other more. Okay, am I good?
David, we've been in touch with each other for probably about 2 years when we first talked, and it's been a journey for you. It's been a journey for me to know you and to share the 7 universal principles with everyone that you're in touch with. And as we'll probably talk about, our tribe, we look at ourselves, the Jewish nation, as we are here just to carry that message. That's what our holy and our task given by the Creator has been, just to be teachers. The Creator put His spirit into the first person, who was the feminine and masculine together before they separated. So that first person carries that soul of the Creator for all descendants. And again, we're on a journey of discovery of the truth from that beginning of time to come back to the Creator and to appreciate that soul that exists within us and within every single thing that exists around the world. So it's a journey of beauty, and we sometimes have many challenges along the way in the world and within ourselves. We are all created unique.
Yeah.
So we all have our unique tribes and our unique communities. That's part of the structure, but we can all appreciate the other because the different reflection of the Creator in that person, in that community. That's all of us together. So we can celebrate that. We can sit by the same table. We can share the traditions, we can share the truths, and then we can live them. We can teach them to our kids. Because we must pass that down to the next generation. You must pass that down to the ones who are still pure.
I don't know if they heard the 7-5 prophecies. That's Morning Star's message, which you're about to hear. I get my information based on the Wampum, the stories of the Wampum. You save the wampum by applying your grease individually. That's why it says it belongs to the people to preserve it. It looks like that, but longer. I use it for teaching. But you gotta listen well in order to gap.
7 fires. 7 prophets came to Anishinaabe. They came at a time when the people were living a full and peaceful life on the northeastern coast of North America. These prophets left the people with 7 predictions of what the future would bring. Each of these prophecies was called a fire, and each fire referred to a particular era of time that would come in the future. Thus, the teachings of the 7 prophets are now called the 7 fires. The first prophet said to the people, "In the time of the first fire, the Anishinaabe nation will rise up and follow the sacred shell of the Midegah Lodge. The Midegah Lodge will serve as a rallying point for the people, and its traditional ways will be the source of much strength. The sacred Magis will lead the way to the chosen ground of the Anishinaabe. You are to look for a turtle-shaped island that is linked to the purification of the earth. You will find such an island at the beginning and end of your journey. There will be 7 stopping places along the way. You will know the chosen ground has been reached when you come to a land where food grows on water. If you do not move, you will be destroyed." The second prophet told the people, "You will know the second fire because at this time the nation will be camped by a large body of water. In this time, the direction of the sacred shell will be lost. The Midegah will diminish in strength. A boy will be born to point the way back to the traditional ways. He will show the direction to the stepping stones to the future of the Anishinaabe people." The third prophet said to the people, "In the third fire, the Anishinaabe will find the path to their chosen ground, a land in the west which they must move their families. This will be the land where food grows on water." The fourth fire was originally given to the people by 2 prophets. They come as one. They told of the coming of the light-skinned race. One of the prophets said, "You will know the future of our people by the face the light-skinned race wears. If they come wearing the face of brotherhood, then there will come a time of wonderful change for generations to come. They will bring new knowledge and articles that can be joined with the knowledge of this country. In this way, 2 nations will join to make a mighty nation. This new nation will be joined by 2 more so that 4 will form the mightiest nation of all. You will know the face of brotherhood if the light-skinned race comes carrying no weapons, if they come bearing only their knowledge and a handshake." The other prophet said, "Beware if the light-skinned race comes wearing the face of death. You must be careful because the face of brotherhood and the face of death look very much alike. If they come carrying a weapon, beware. If they come in suffering, they could fool you. Their hearts may be filled with the greed for the riches of this land. If they are indeed your brothers, let them prove it. Do not accept them in total trust. You shall know that the face they wear is one of death if the rivers run with poison and the fish become unfit to eat. You shall know them by these many things." The fifth prophet said, "In the time of the 5th fire there will come a time of great struggle that will grip the lives of all native people. At the warning of this fire there will come among the people one who holds a promise of great joy and salvation. If the people accept this promise of a new way and abandon the old teachings, then the struggle of the 5th fire will be with the people for many generations. The promise that comes will prove to be a false promise. All those who accept this promise will cause the near destruction of the people." The prophet of the 6th fire said, "In the time of the 6th fire it will be evident that the promise of the 5th fire came in a false way. Those deceived by this promise will take their children away from the teachings of the elders. Grandsons and granddaughters will turn against the elders. In this way, the elders will lose their reason for living. They will lose their purpose in life. At this time, a new sickness will come among the people. The balance of many people will be disturbed. The cup of life will almost be spilled. The cup of life will almost become the cup of grief. At the time of these predictions, many people scoffed at the prophets. They then had medicines to keep away sickness. They were then healthy and happy as a people. These were the people who chose to stay behind in the great migration of the Anishinaabe. These people were the first to have contact with the light-skinned race. They will suffer most. When the fifth fire came to pass, the great struggle did indeed grip the lives of all native people. The light-skinned race launched a military attack on the Indian people throughout the country, aimed at taking away their land and their independence as a free and sovereign people. It is now felt that the false promise that came at the end of the fifth fire was the materials and riches embodied in the way of life of the light-skinned race. Those who abandoned the ancient ways and accepted this new promise were a big factor in causing the near destruction of the native people of this land. When the sixth fire came to be, the words of the prophet rang true as children were taken away from the teachings of the elders. The boarding school era of civilizing Indian children had begun. The Indian language and religion were taken from the children. People started dying at an early age. They had lost their will to live and their purpose in living. In the confusing times of the sixth fire, it is said that a group of visionaries came among the Anishinaabe. They gathered all the priests of the Midegah Lodge. They told the priests that the Midegah way was in danger of being destroyed. They gathered all the sacred bundles. They gathered all the scrolls that recorded the ceremonies. All these things were placed in a hollowed-out log from the ironwood tree. Men were lowered over a cliff by long ropes. They dug a hole in the cliff and buried the log where no one could find it. Thus the teachings of the elders were hidden out of sight, but not out of memory. It was said that when the time came that Indian people could practice their religion without fear, that a little boy would dream where the ironwood log, full of the sacred bundles and scrolls, were buried. He would lead his people to this place. The seventh prophet came to the people long ago, said to be different than the other prophets. He was young and had a fire and strange light in his eyes. He said, "In the time of the seventh fire, new people will emerge. They will retrace their steps to find what was left by the trail. Their steps will take them to the elders, who they will ask to guide them on their journey. But many of the elders will have fallen asleep. They will awaken to this new time with nothing to offer. Some of the elders will be silent out of fear. Some of the elders will be silent because no one will ask anything of them. The new people will have to be careful in how they approach the elders. The task of the new people will not be easy. If the new people remain strong in their quest, the water drum of the Midegah Lodge will soon again sound its voice. There will be a rebirth of the Anishinaabe nation and a rekindling of old flames. The sacred fire will be lit again. It is at this time that the light-skinned race will be given a choice between two roads. If they choose the right road, then the seventh fire will light the eighth and eternal fire, an eternal fire of peace, love, brotherhood, and sisterhood. If the light-skinned race makes the wrong choice of the roads, then the destruction which they brought with them in coming to this country will come back at them and cause much suffering and death to all of Earth's people. Traditional Maid people of Ojibwe and people from other nations have interpreted the two roads that face the light-skinned race as the road to technology and the other the road to spiritualism. They feel that the road to technology represents a continuation of headlong rush to technological development. This is the road that has led to modern society, to a damaged and seared earth. Could it be that the road to technology represents a rush to destruction? The road to spirituality represents the slower path that traditional native people have traveled and are now seeking again. The earth is not scorched on this trail. The grass is still growing there. The prophet of the fourth fire spoke of a time when two nations will join to make a mighty nation. He was speaking of the coming of the light-skinned race and the face of brotherhood that the light-skinned brother could be wearing. It is obvious from the history of this country that this was not the face worn by the light-skinned race as a whole. That mighty nation spoken of in the fourth fire has never been formed. If the natural people of the earth could just wear the face of brotherhood, we might be able to deliver our society from the road to destruction. Could we make the two roads that today represent two clashing worldviews come together to form a mighty nation? Could a nation be formed that is guided by respect for all living things? Are we the new people of the seventh fire?
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. It's beautiful.
See, the two fires that spoke was a window of opportunity for us to walk the eighth fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the spirits that were there didn't finish the job. Now we are here. So then our responsibility together, the ones that were there, to finish the job. I think that's what we're doing.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you, James. Thank you, Salmon. I'm humbled to be in your presence with your wisdom and your experience and the age and the wisdom you bring from your elders to this table and seeing the weapon belts. That's a piece of your history. And I will show you some of our history as well, but it's like two roads. We're going to converge at some point. We're going to get there. And the sooner the better.
It's a mantle that each one of us has to take up.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
I could say, if I could repeat your words, they would be straight out of our books.
Yeah.
There'll be a time when the youth will not respect the elders. This is right out of our books. There'll be a time when people will come and the nation, the collective Western civilization has dual sides to them. They have the possibility to be good and kind, and also the possibility to be destructive and very easy to confuse. And that's our tradition about what the Western civilization represents. And we have the tradition as well about the seven. There'll be a time that would be a great army that comes together to do destruction, and their plans will be foiled by the Creator, and then those that will be good will be able to stay strong and reach the eighth era. We have the eighth era as well, the era of redemption. And the way that we get there is through fulfilling the seven paths, the seven principles, the seven grandfather teachings. That's how we get there.
The time to sort of dally is over. We've got to make the choice. Which choice are you going to make? And the same story from White Buffalo Calf Woman is the seven prophecies and what you were talking about. And what inspires me is how Creator teaches all of this to everybody, maybe in different ways, maybe in different words, but the message is the same. It's all about the unity, the one.
Da wurden der Rambam, Abishar Sayyid kommt zu gehen zu Anitim und sagt dem Herr Zechheim, bis Mechuyev in alle Sheva Mitzvahs, mit alle Seere Protim und das Schleche Mitzvahs, mit Anam Chazal in Chulen, und Kayetze Bazeve Chulu, darf nechet sagen, de Muste in Kaim sind der Favas Azeyo der Ewigste Rongeser. Der Chiddisch, was sie zurückgekommen, besonders so, als sie allein im Kongress haben das verbunden mit der Seres Adibris. Was der Seres Adibris ist bei keinem Kisofik mehr. Und das war Sache, hat sie und HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Pschass mir jetzt wegen Gesel, Gneve, Bechulu, dann ist es ein Mitzvah sicherlich. Bald war Nordum Yosher Heiler. Und will er soll sein, nach Yeshiva Heiler, nicht ich Israel, Chaim Bloi. Wo das ist der Tafkid von jeder Ish-Ziburi. Darf bewohnen, soll sein bei Scholem und Achwo, und sicher Schäle sein, nicht Israel, Chaim Bloi. Was hat mir gesagt im Kongress, als wie sie da als Seres Adibris. Und so da die Schäbe mit in der Nähe. Darf man sich missbeinig sein. Und auf Druf darf man haben, mal jene Juche. Seifer, Kohl, Lame, Ores, was gefunden sich in Arzis Abris. Und man geht zur Reise, die Rolle, Chol, Lechet, wie Achas. Und man soll aufstellen, nach Tag, was soll sein, auf Isbonnen ist, in Kiem, Sheva, Mitzvahs, Bnei Neyach, wo sie seine verbunden mit der Seres Adibris, wo das ist angenommen geworden mit Kol, Lechet, wie Echet. Von Kol, Israel.
Very occupied now about the spreading seven messages in the mail. So called seven laws of Nahik. And these affect directly also the Jewish activities and all the people around us. We behave according to this seven messages in the mail. It will become much easier to achieve all the good things that we all have spoken about. And to achieve it in a sweet manner. Proclamation.
Porazzo.
trying.
You spend my all time to be saved for dollar. Bless you. Our beach then in this office. It's a very special place where we are connecting with the Rebbe and for his instructions for us. Even as we may not be able to see him, he's with us now. Okay, we can go inside.
Thank you, sir.
They used to call this place the lower Gan Eden, and then we would do it. That people would stay here. They'd say a prayer. They say a prayer before they would go into the Rebbe, and there'd be lines for 10 hours to get this. So it'd be a long process getting, but this is a special place. Okay. And then go inside. As a person with us, in our humanity, and on his desk is the pictures of the rabbis and their families from all around the world. This is what was important to him, and he's with us and with all the rabbis and everybody around the world, really. So every used to come here, we used to get $1 and meet the Rebbe, and it's a very holy place.
Happens to be that you are just in time. It's going to be this Sunday. We're going to have another a group picture. Every year they do that. So, but the Rebbe spoke mainly to them, because they are the Rebbe's emissaries all over the world, and they do the Rebbe's work. So that's what it's all about. We had 424 lines, and they heard the Rebbe in over 600 locations around the world: Madison, Wisconsin, Australia, Caracas, Detroit, Milwaukee, Israel, London, Pittsburgh, Minneapolis, Miami, Toronto, Montreal, Los Angeles, Chicago, and the same thing with many, many other communities. And we had substations in different countries. Let's say London, it received a line from here and transmitted all over Europe. Israel received a line from here and transmitted all over Israel. And same thing in Los Angeles for the whole West Coast. So that's why it was multiplied and multiplied and so on.
And thank you that
Then there is the whole Chabad philosophy, which is a very, very ancient philosophy. And I'll give you an example. This is the books of some of the Rebbe's speeches. I would say 1/3 of his speeches, the books up there. This is what the Rebbe spoke. Inch of the day, the minute when we wake up in the morning till we go to sleep, everything is controlled by Jewish law. And it's not a jail, it's freedom, but the freedom that you choose to live this way.
Thank you very much.
This is beautiful, beautiful.
Where are you guys from?
And we carry in our history the 7 teachings from the grandfathers. That yes, it's a part of our message that the Creator gave us when we were sent on our way, and it's to think, speak, and act with wisdom, respect, humility, honesty, truth, courage, and love. And it's wise to know that there's one Creator of all things, and we show respect to that one Creator in all that we do. And we have humility to know that we're a part of creation, and man was made in the image of the Creator, and so we should not shed the blood of men. We have honesty, that when we know these things are true, that we deal equally, we deal kindly with our families and our communities. And we speak truth, and when you know truth, these things are all true, then you'll also look at the plant and animal kingdom, and the earth and the water and the sky, and treat it more kindly. And then the last is to have the courage to live your faith. And I want to say, I encourage you to keep going. You're the example to the world of following the Creator.
Thank you. You too.
And to show love And the most loving thing that we can do.
Thank you for visiting us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Success.
You're going to be able to talk, and they know this is okay. This is okay to hear. Okay. Yeah, let us in. That works. Wisdom, understanding, and kindness. That's the three fires. Our story starts with the creation and with the mother of all nations, who called herself the fruit that covers the earth. And she did that because the Creator, he called them names, but he also commanded them to name all things on the earth, even themselves. And the man called himself kindness, midday, and the woman called herself, she said, I'm like the strawberry. I cover the earth. And she called herself the fruit of life that covers the earth, Ode Amin. Now, language may seem different, but that's because we have a story of a tower. And when the tower fell, but just because the sound is different, the meaning in the heart is the same. The same. And so we had this story, and then there's a flood, right? And we end up where we're at after the flood, through this journey that I just talked through. Now, I can tell you something that's real truth about our people. This is actually the symbol of the path of the heart. It's two overlapped stars. You see this in all Indian blankets across North America. We walk the vision of the Creator following the 7 teachings. Okay? And we can do that because we're a spirit in a body. We say Oji Chagwan. And we can do that because we're a spirit connected to the Creator, and more of us is with the Creator and not here. This is toes dipped in the water. Dipped in the water. But that's all of us at all times. 3 in 1. 3 in 1. We're wisdom, understanding, and kindness.
Yeah, that's Chacham Ravina Das, basically. Chesed, actually, Chacham Ravina Chesed.
There's a lot of so many similarities that you are.
Yeah, I understood. I understood a lot of similarities.
So we don't say religion. We say a spiritual walk with the Creator called Midday we win. And when we walk that, we're Middu. Midday we win means trail of kindness. And Middu means I am kindness. Yeah. So what was written was not more important than what was oral. What was written ties you to what is oral. Now this is very similar to the Hebrew alphabet. What is written is not the full story. There's a message within it, and we were the same. And so this is actually a song that we have that we carried down from the first man who stood on a mountain. And he told the Creator, and we carried this, and this is sacred to us, and it's never gone away. And it was an honor to see the symbols and what they mean. And I want to tell you about this man. He stood there and said, I did it. I am a spirit in here crying out, and all will hear my cry, because the Creator is in the air, in the sky, so that the day is clear, so that we can have love. And me walking on the earth is a sign that it's going to be okay, because I am the strongest love, because the Creator told me. And the great Creator in the sky sees me always, so I use my heart, my medicine bag, my spirit bag, to touch the Creator always by walking with my heart. Because I am the strongest love, because the Creator told me. This is what he said, and we carry this. And we were the first people, the Anishinaabe, those spirit lowered to the earth is what we call ourselves. The first ones to come into North America following the flood. This is our story. We follow 7 grandfather teachings. It is the core of who we are, called Midday We Win, the path of the heart, or kindness. So we have wisdom, respect, humility, honesty, truth, courage, and love. To have the wisdom to know there's one creator of all things. To show respect to that creator in all things because we know that's true. Because everything came from him. We have the humility because we know the creator made mankind in his image. The spirit is within us, so we don't take human life. And to show honesty, and because we are honest with these truths, so we must honor the things given to us, such as our family and our community. We should speak truth, that if that's true, all things, plants and animals, water and sky also come from the Creator. So we should honor these things, and the gifts the Creator gives to some are not yours to take away. And to have courage, the courage to live your teachings every single day, meaning protect your body. This is your temple, your vessel upon this earth. Courage to walk the path as an Oji Chagwan, a spirit in a body, and don't get mistaken with the sound. Because when the tower fell, all our language changed, but the meaning in the heart stays the same. And to show love, because we know all these things to be true. And what is love? All of these truths enable you to dwell with equity and justice with each other. And so when we say that these things are true, then truly, your creator is my creator, you're my brother, and I'm your brother.
I love it. That's great.
There's 3 birds sitting in 3 trees the Creator gave them. One of them has fruit, and one of them provides shade, and one of them provides shelter. And you know, they met one time on together, and they argued with each other because my tree is better than your tree. And then the eagle came flying by and said, I don't understand what you're talking about. The Creator gave all of you a tree.
So it's like, when they see it happening, they're like, oh my God, that's great. So, yes. I will be there in about an hour. I'm stopping at the checks too, okay?
Yeah, Anishinaabe visiting Crown Heights stands with Israel and the 7 teachings of the Creator.
Stands with Israel.
You say blessing the bread together? You all say with me?
Yes.
Blessed are you, Creator,
Blessed are you, Creator.
Blessed are you, Creator,
who brought forth bread from the ground.
who brought forth bread from the ground.
And we'll cut a slice for everyone to have.
So?
Wonderful. Oh, just wonderful. When I was with the men who were committed to the Creator, I immediately knew that our men will be the same. We will.
The Creator gave us the food. That's the first point. And from there on, it's us being able to share it together. So we can all eat the same bread together. We can all sit at the same table. And we can all share the same teachings because they came from our one grandfather, Noah, and Adam. And we're just here to live, even within our own cultures, within those same teachings. It's a salmon, and it's not from a different type of fish. So that actually has a special significance. It's pretty verified as kosher.
There's 2 Americans. there's an America in Washington that's very anti-Semitic and very anti-black and very anti-Indian and very. That's not the America what we see out there in the streets or the politicians want us to believe. I learned that when I sat in court with Don King, a black boxing promoter, for 14 weeks in a row, and I learned then very, very clearly that there is an America that it's not the land of the brave and the free and everything else that we talk ourselves into.
I think it helps to understand the history of the indigenous people of the Americas, because what's been published, what the educational systems teach, is not the truth. And when he talks about, they sterilized a whole generation of women, I get goosebumps. Think what that means to your sense of wholeness and completeness as a nation, that you can't reproduce, and that's forced on you. It's forced on you. They didn't have a choice. It was forced on them. And the boarding schools, the children were taken forcibly and taken away from their families at a very young age. And the thing that they said was, kill the Indian and save the man. We have a shared history and a shared experience that we want to understand. And that's what we've been doing with Rabbi Schulman and Midegah, is understanding that shared history and that shared experience. And in doing that, maybe there's a shared way forward.
There is a level that the attack that took place was not only against my people or our people, but in fact, half those people that are marching on the side of the terrorists, if they wouldn't live anywhere near the terrorists. If they went to their territory, they would have been killed quicker than the Jew. So, but in America, because of something called the press, we can lie, and Hitler says the big lie people believe. So we can perpetuate the lie and people can believe.
And I just want to tell you that I don't want anybody to lose any more children, but that can only happen. To think in what you would call a philosophical, it's not. I'm talking about what's right outside of us and connected to the Creator, and it's more of us than the toe that's dipped in the water. And I believe that if I just keep talking that way, and we all do, and keep being who you are, that you will willfully inspire others, because in their heart, and I believe this with all my heart, that the heartbeat in us, there's something in those four chambers. It's called the medicine wheel. It's the circle of unity. And you know what? And this, I'll close with this, and this is important. There was one mother in the beginning. One. And her heartbeat was the first sound that the first child heard in her womb and felt. And it's been continuing that drumbeat, that sacred red road, all the way to today. And as long as you keep speaking the truth, the Creator will do the rest. Hashem will do the rest.
I'm happy to hear your optimism, but I'm not sure either if your views or your optimism is shared by 7 billion people around the world. Now, again, the good book does tell us that you are a minority amongst nations, and yet truth will prevail. And if you talk about the portion of the Bible that we're now studying in our synagogues and in our homes, God tells Abraham clearly that all the nations of the world will use you as a symbol of blessing. You should be like Abraham, and all the blessings go along. But I'm not sure you're going to get all those 7 billion people to read the Bible to begin with and be as smart as you and I.
Here's why I am optimistic. Because my Creator can birth a life in 1 day or in 9 months or in 2 years, because it's His decision. My Creator can take a single drop of water and tell that drop of water an entire continent will flourish because of you. Have faith, continue your journey, and many more drops of water bring the rain. I believe it's going to happen.
By the way, my point was that I wasn't speaking for myself when I said about those who don't, have optimism or belief.
Those who don't deserve miracles sometimes get miracles. And sometimes those who are a miracle themselves can
I'm
inspire
concerned about
miracles.
those of us who do deserve miracles. I'd like to see those miracles. In Yiddish, as an expression, "Schein Zeit." It's time, God. It's time for you to show your glory. We'll follow the seven universal laws, and we'll follow our 613 laws, and we'll try our best. I've seen the misjustice that you speak of, okay, on more than one level. I've seen it for my people, but I've also seen it for your people and other people. And my prayer is, because as you get older, you sometimes talk to the elders, we sometimes lose a little bit faith. By saying, will we make things? Therefore we wait. This is one of my sons. We hope that the next generation will pick it up while we're still alive and give us more energy to carry it forward. But it is crazy. It's probably the best country in the world, probably. But we ourselves have a far way to go, unfortunately. And that, I believe, is one of the callings of the Rebbe of the seven universal principles of mitzvot. It says, hey, if we did go back to our source, and we did believe in one God, and we did have respect for each other, and did recognize that you, as I, was created by the same creator and the same energy, yeah, maybe things would really change in this country. And again, I thank you for coming. It's a shame that we can't spend more time. Maybe someday we'll meet on the steps of Capitol Hill.
The salmon starts his journey in a small womb that the Creator made far up in the mountains where I grew up. He called them the Rockies. And he starts his journey by eating the very flesh of his parents who had sacrificed so much for him, even their life on the line. But he doesn't know it then as he begins his journey through the rivers. And he makes his way to the ocean, and by then he's really big and strong. Until he gets to the ocean and he takes a journey for years, traveling to deep waters, traveling to the surface, getting into trouble, and doing what he's supposed to do. And then one day, what was written in his heart, like a seed that falls into the earth, he bursts forth and knows that his great mission is for the generations yet to come. And so he starts his great journey, which is back home, traveling up that river. He comes to that dam and thinking of his grandchildren and them taking the same trail that he was upon with the Creator. He climbs that mountain until he makes his way back to the very rock, the very home and source, the tree he came from. And those eggs are laid, the wombs of the next generations, and then he stays. And he waits until they are born, and then gives the life, this sacred salmon. And he teaches us the truth that we live in a beautiful blue, green, brown, rainbow-colored miracle we call home. And this message of kindness is streaked across his side, the great gift the Creator gave him, the rainbow upon his skin, the rainbow of promise for his kin. So thank you, because we're home. In our language, we have a saying of a man walking on steps. And it says there's so much lost medicine, which is love, to cry for. We want this back. And those words are, Meshiach kink, Misuia kink. And I hope that you understand we're bringing the medicine back, which is kindness and love.
Okay. So I'll just say one word. First of all, thank you to the wonderful people who have been here today. Elder Solomon, Sherry Cardinal, David Taylor, my dear friend for 2 years. Jared, thank you so much, James. Thank you so much for being here. And in behalf of all of the Anishinaabe, we are signing a proclamation here to honor our one Creator, recognize one Creator, the 7 grandfather teachings, the 7 commandments of Noah that were given to all people, all humanity. We must live the path of the Creator, and that's how we will find peace. And we're going towards this 8th fire era, the era of redemption, and it's coming very soon. We need to prepare. We need to prepare ourselves by acting the right way and by sharing the 7 universal principles with everyone. And we're going to go take this proclamation to all indigenous tribes across the world. And we're going to bring it to from there to every government, every structure that exists in society, and tell them that our laws and our society must be based on the 7 universal principles. Only then will we find peace. Only then will the strife and the wars cease to exist. And the Jews have carried this message for thousands of years, and the Anishinaabe have as well. And we come together to share this with the world. Thank you for standing with the Jewish people at this time of strife and challenge in the world, and we stand with you. Thank you very much. We'll be doing the signing now. I will sign for myself, and then everyone else, I'll do some of these sign for yourself. Okay, here's your signature. Sign by me.
Ciao, Sam.
Not full sign, but they will look at it later. Thank you very much.
It's only from our part to do something additional in the realm of goodness and kindness.
This is ARC, Act of Random Kindness. Okay? You got to do is just put in a coin or a bill, and then there's a stopper, and once it's filled up, you can pour it out and give it to someone in need. And what Unite the World has done, my organization has done, is take this to a community model where institutions, schools, groups, whether it's going to be an educational institution, a religious institution, a faith institution, a tribal institution, wherever people are together, they can give together. And then they give to the place, the local humanitarian need that they choose. And it has to go directly to real needs: health, shelter, food, animals. You will teach your children and the next generation that they can make a difference. That will be what brings them together and brings them in connection with their people and brings them in connection with people around the world, because we're going to do this together. This will be the universal symbol of kindness. Join Unite the World on this journey, and we're unite with kindness. Thank you very much. You raise up your arc, Act of Random Kindness, and this is what we're going to bring to the world.
Charity for us is the same as honesty, because we know our place and everything around us gives. Well, how about we give to each other? We used to be called the givers. We never took. The Anishinaabe would walk and see each other every year and give every single thing they had and then walk away. Why should I be concerned? The Creator gives and provides everything anyways, and it always comes back. But this simple little thing,
It's powerful.
yeah, it's a drop of water. Hey, we're gonna make a cloud. It's gonna rain.
That's right.
Chief Midegah, and it means thank you from my heart.
The heart is a heart. So it's, that's right. The son-in-law.
Nice to meet you. Shalom. Shalom. Welcome to Brooklyn.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here. You find yourself in an end place with many others, as if there's something you had to do. Holding a large seed. And these creatures that were alive attached to this large golden place in that world and living in truth with what you know to be true. And not just in your walk. There's humility and also respect. His face is that face on the wall. This wall here. When we stand there at that house upon the mountain where the Creator will dwell, and that's our great job, is to meet Him there. Say Chief Midegah. Thank you.
A new starting point now. And when we work together, we accomplish much more than we could accomplish on our own.
That's right.
We call it watershed moment.
Thank you so much for joining, and I live from Israel, and I know as the words you said, Sherry said before. You said time is of essence, right? I remember you said that. We don't have time to wait. We have to spread the message about the 7 teachings. We have to spread the message about being kindness and being together.
The least that we can do is try to get the schools, if the parents are not so involved, let's say, at least the school will start to child off in the right direction by giving the kid a minute of silence, And, you know, a child today, in America at least, is bombarded all day with all kinds of stimulation. So he can't even try to figure out who he is. The only way to try to figure out who you are is with quiet, mental meditation, or whatever you want to call it. Reflection. And then a person can then figure out, and he'll see different things about himself which you ordinarily wouldn't see during the day, because he's bombarded all over the place. He's just reacting all day. He's not internalizing himself, not thinking about himself. So this is like a forced way to get the kids to reflect, think about themselves. And the results of this have been really amazing.
Can I read them?
Yes, that's why I brought them.
I'd like to capture one.
Yes.
You know, I think that what you're doing is, you know, in the 80s, it was 1983 when I had fallen a distance and severed my tongue, held it in my hand and carried it home.
Really?
And didn't talk for over a year, had a stutter until I was 11. So immediately, I was forced into a moment of silence and had reflection, and you observe and think more, which is what we need, because there's too much noise.
Right.
There's too much noise, and it's more now than ever, even. And then for 3 years, I ended up, unfortunately or fortunately, maybe fortunately, because the Creator, who I call Hashem, my friend, you know, found me in nature and spent time with me and taught me in a way that I could reflect and understand there was something more. But it was because of silence. And so I think that there's a seed. What you're saying for me is just giving them a little water, so that they on their own already have within them everything they need to be the big tree. But sometimes we have to step back and let them come out.
Yeah.
Each breath is a pause to consider yourself. And we aren't much different, you and I. And some walk the land, some soar the skies, some swim the seas, but there's all these moments passing by. So we have to look within ourselves, because we'll find a pure truth, that from whence we came we shall return. We exist here like a gentle rain caressing the earth with a purpose to learn. But what of our Creator, who sees us in so many ways? Earth, sea, skies, beneath the sun's rays. He sees us. And so who are you amidst the noise? Are you what another sees, another feels? Or are you the dream written within your heart, whose light reveals warmth, love, and compassion? Unity was the Creator's great gift. A sacred red road, heartbeat to the Mother, Father. From the sparkling stars of your grandchild's eyes, do you still hear your Creator's voice upon the wind? Do you see the eagle eye in the skies calling for you? To wipe the tears from tomorrow's years, to be free. And the moment of silence is relaxing. It's also good because it helps us through the day. It helps us think about how we feel. It also makes the pain go away. I enjoy the moment of silence every day because it gives you a chance to think. I wish the moment of silence was longer. It makes me feel as peaceful as a lake. When I think back to the concept of a moment of silence, for example, I think poor people don't have clothes and food and toys. Kids' moms and dads died, and they don't have a parent. Love them like mine. I wish people did.
Think about other people, not even about himself. It's a higher level.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They can go there. Sorry, it's gonna make me emotional. I thought the quiet moment was a waste of time at first, but now I believe it's a good thing for all students here. It helps me relax after lunch and lets me clear my head. During recess, we cannot relax because of all the action going on around us.
the hyper kids playing games and screaming, and not in class either because I can't just close my eyes and breathe. What control that you can't close your eyes and breathe? For a while to relax without missing important directions. I have adjusted to the daily quiet moment, and I strongly believe this should be continued. It should be practiced in every school.
When I show this to people, the thing that gets them is these kids' letters, because the kids don't have any agendas. You can see, you know, they're not into politics, religion, nothing. They're just expressing their innermost feelings, and they want goodness. Everybody here wants something good.
Thank you for this.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I can't even tell you how much this means to me. And I know exactly what to do for it, with it. That if for some reason you're a part of the trail I'm on, how can we ask kids to even reflect on themselves if you don't ever give them a moment?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty deep. You have to give them the moment.
Because we control everything they do. They don't control anything. They don't control the shoes they wear, the clothes they wear, the food they eat, the shelter they have, the love they get from their parents. Apparently they don't control when they close their eyes or take a breath. So the least we can do is do this for them. What we're planning to do at the Proclamation is to get it signed by tribal nations from all 6 continents. There's this place that calls itself the United Nations, and yet it doesn't involve all nations. And I think the only way that they'll realize that is if another group of many nations from 6 continents stand at their doorstep and say, we have a message for you. And that's that kindness is the power in peace. And right now, before all is lost, right now, before charred earth becomes the only earth our generations will have, you need to stop, start thinking, speaking, and acting with wisdom, respect, humility, honesty, truth, courage, and love. And if humanity is a great creation by God on this earth, by God, you should respect human life.